Sure. Robotic Process Automation, or RPA, is a new category of enterprise software that's currently going through a period of global hypergrowth. Robotic Process Automation is about having a software robot that sits on your corporate desktop PC and orchestrates and emulates human activity in the corporate systems in the same way as a human would do. Blue Prism robots combine to form a digital workforce that scales that up to do mass fulfillment of processing. And I think that the RPA market has probably been through three waves or eras, if you like. And the first was just this very basic software robot capability to orchestrate a PC in the same way that you see these pianos in shopping malls playing themselves. There's no player there. They're playing to a script that's been fed through into the machine. Having taken that very simple concept and used that to democratize IT, to enable automation to be done by the users using non-technical means, no code, then the next challenge was to set that in the context of the enterprise and turn it into an industrial scale opportunity. So a tier one bank, for example, is very interested in data security and regulatory compliance, and those are the sort of things that you need to solve using the product or the methodology. Equally, just pure scale. It's all very well having a script running on a desktop, but what if you've got 2 million transactions to run that day? You need to virtualize that and build the IT architecture to support that. So that the industrialization, if you like, was kind of like phase 2, and phase 3 I think we look forward to, which is the building of the ecosystem of a variety of different types of digital worker, from chatbots and AI and IBM Watson and Internet of Things and big data and cloud apps, portals, all these other things that are combining to engage with organizations, customers digitally, and then the requirement for that to have a kind of operating system or execution platform that RPA can fulfill, that connects that to the back office. So this operating system idea, if you like, is the third era of the RPA market. Sure. We've been expanding globally, and there's been a good mix of new customers. About 2/3 of our customer base, 477 customers at that point, came on board as customers in that year, but we've also seen strong upselling as well from customers who are getting increasing value and coming back to buy more product. Sure. Well, we raised it broadly for two reasons. Firstly, to fund additional global expansion, and obviously to provide more balance sheet strength for brand names that we're dealing with. And when you think about global expansion, we're investing in marketing, we're investing in sales capacity, we're investing in our partner network, and of course in our product. And so those investments combine to enable us to enter new geographies to address this global hypergrowth market. Yeah, well, we're very pleased with the way that the partnership network has evolved. We spent a lot of time and effort in building those relationships. I'm very happy to say that all of our new business in the financial year came through partners, which was an objective we set out a number of years ago to achieve. But it's not just about scale in respect of the partners, it's also about quality. So we've invested intensely in certification and accreditation programs to make sure that the quality is maintained when our partners interact with the customers and users of the software. Well, at a product level, I think we have the only RPA solution that is a combination of being business-led, so it breaks the cycle of dependency on the IT things to-do list, where automation requests often get trapped and just not delivered, and industrialized scale. So with Blue Prism, you can take this up to not a script on your desktop, but you can take this up securely with resilience, governance, methodology, and security to many tens, hundreds, or thousands of human equivalents. At a sort of market level, we also see our partner community as a source of competitive advantage. These are representing us in territories, in industries, and in horizontal intersections where we wouldn't be able to credibly present ourselves. Also, the fact that we're a public company brings us some competitive advantage too. Well, quite simply, we focus on customer value, and if the customer gets real business outcomes, real efficiency gains, real productivity improvement, real improvements in compliance, real improvements in customer service, in regulatory compliance too, then they will continue to use the product and therefore come back and buy more. So we really focus on making sure our customers are happy. We're making investment in customer success, in customer advocacy, and in customer support during this year. We had a survey by Knowledge Capital Partners that pointed to 96% satisfaction rate, with our product, and so the investment for us also needs to go into making sure that our partners create longer-term relationships with our customers, and the best partners aren't in and out. They maintain a sort of longer-term and help the customer build a longer-term capability so they can continue to push forward with the digital workforce. Sure. We see RPA as an enabler for AI. I don't think there's a true definition for AI yet. Some people think of chatbots, some people think of decision support AI like IBM Watson, some people think of other sorts of artificial intelligence, machine learning, cognitive computing, whatever they think. But I think the common thread is this is digital communication, and organizations are trying to present communications with their own customers digitally, because that's how people, it's not just millennials, even old baby boomers like me want to communicate, with my bank, for example. I use my telephone. I haven't used I use my mobile phone on an app. I haven't called my bank in several years. And if that's the way that people want to engage, then we're seeing digital data come into the organization where you can, having been captured by whatever form of artificial intelligence, can now be connected into the legacy applications that don't all have APIs, that can't all be connected together. So we observed that there was this layer of human middleware that was starting to emerge, that was taking digital data, converting it back to sort of paper-based data, and then converting it back to digital data afterwards. So we see RPA and Blue Prism RPA specifically as kind of fulfilling that orchestration and operating system, a kind of positioning between the new technologies that are serving the customers and the old technologies that are providing the systems of record in an organization. Well, at the moment, we're investing aggressively in global growth. Last year, we opened in Australia, in Japan, in India. This year, we've already opened in France and Germany. We've been in the US for a number of years, 4 or 5 years now. That's a major market for us, and probably our most important strategically. We have plans for other territories, Singapore and Hong Kong, examples of those coming up. So right now, we think that the time is right to make those investments with confidence. As the market matures, we have a land and expand sales strategy as well. So all those 324 customers that joined us last year are in the early stages of their adoption, and so there's growth that can be driven from existing customers as well as from new customers and new territories. As the market matures, it's difficult to forecast when that will be. It would be 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. Probably one of those answers is correct. As the market matures, you'll see us slowing down our marketing and sales investments, and when that happens, Blue Prism's business model is inherently cash generative and will be cash generative very quickly following the reduced acceleration of the growth of investment, and then profit at EBITDA level will follow shortly after that. Well, you won't be surprised to hear me say that global expansion is a key theme, and building out our partner model further, particularly through a technology alliance program, which is not just about commercial partners, but it's about building an ecosystem that's going to serve the digital workforce of the future that may comprise some of the AI, ML, cognitive type tools. So we're working very hard on that. Equally, we're an organisation that by almost every measure is at least 4 times the size it was when we IPO'd 2 years ago. We're planning for further growth, so we need to build some platform and structure into our own organisation to give us the capability to continue to grow.